Hey everyone, welcome to the very first podcast episode of Modeling and Wellbeing Podcast. It is your girl Larisa Arnold, and I just got to pause here already. I am so excited to be here. I am just ecstatic. I was thinking, are you really making a podcast and you're talking to people and sharing tips? And the answer is yes. Your girl is on and popping, and I am ready to do this and to create this space of wellness and modeling with all of you. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, born and raised. People like to say Minnesota because of snow and the winters do get real. And right now I live in Atlanta. So I've been here for about a month now. I have been a professional model for 6 years. I'm an actress and model coach, certified wellness coach, and entrepreneur. I'm also owner of Healthy You, that provides wellness coaching services and wellness resources, overall working to help people design the best version of themselves. Whew, it is a mouthful to share what we do nowadays, right? I know I'm not the only one. So you probably can already see some connections as to why I created this podcast. This year, I basically took a completely different approach to my Instagram page. I have been creating this narrative where I'm basically embodying wellness through modeling, leveraging my model platform to promote well-being topics, to share resources and positive quotes, etc. I found that I'm just so passionate about both modeling and well-being that it's been so hard for me to separate them and focus one on the other. So I learned how to combine them both. And this is why I'm here, to combine both topics, continue the conversation with all of you. I love helping others. It's so simple, just like so many other people. And as you will learn in this podcast, I'm all about positivity, being real, and spreading love. And again, I am excited to share the tips with you. Overall, just creating this dialogue to help you really learn, grow, and love yourself deeper. And I hope that we can use this dialogue not for me to just talk at you, but for us to come together as a community and to empower one another. So thank you for being here. Again, incredibly grateful for you. And let's get into our first topic. For my aspiring models, what's up? You might be wanting to get into modeling and unsure on where to start, how to start, what to even look for. This is probably the number one question that I've been asked. Larisa, how do I get started in professional modeling? It can be intimidating, I get it. There's a lot of information out there. Social media doesn't help as well to a certain extent. And so I really wanted to take a moment to break down how you can get into modeling in 4 easy and basic steps. And of course, this is based on my own personal experience and things that I've heard from other models. Know that there are a lot of different ways that models have got into modeling or have their own unique approaches. So, as I always like to say, do what's best for you and what feels right for your vision. Take little nuggets of what I share and apply them to your own experience. You don't got to use it all, but hopefully it'll provide some sort of structure and insight as you continue to go on your modeling journey. However, the key is to start somewhere. Like Beyonce said, you got to be about that action. So after this podcast, after you listen to it, I need you to at least start with step number 1. Okay? With that being said, let's go into step number 1. Establish your purpose. Literally, go grab some paper and write down why you want to get involved into modeling. Is it just for fun? Do you want to do it full time? Would you like to build a business from the audience you will gain from modeling? Based on your why, it's really to help you assess how hard and far you're willing to go into this industry. And your why is probably going to evolve because you will evolve as a human being as you gain that experience. When I got started into modeling, I was actually approached by a gentleman that owned his own agency, and I was ringing him up at Hollister Mall of America. I was an assistant manager, And he was really intrigued by my look. So we exchanged information, we met, and I gained some tips from him. From that, it really inspired me to think like, oh, I can actually really do this. Like, this is a thing. It pushed me to get fit, eat healthier, and really market myself and take it serious. So I first basically got involved into modeling. My why was for personal reasons. It was to build my confidence because that was something that I always struggled with growing up. It was to have fun, network, and then it evolved into really wanting to be a positive role model as a Black woman in the industry that was so underrepresented in Minnesota at the time. As I grew in the industry even more, my purpose evolved into what it is today, embodying well being through my model platform and encouraging others to love themselves deeper. So, I would say overall, for me, modeling helps me to feel like I can connect with my creative, most authentic self and express myself through those photos and projects. So establish your purpose, establish your why. Think of it as like a moral compass to ground you when things get tough, but to always just remind you of who you want to embody through this work. And it adds so much value and drive into your journey as well. On to step number 2. This is where you are going to choose what kinds of modeling you want to do. Here are 9 different types of modeling you can get involved in. There is runway, high fashion / editorial, commercial, print, parts like your hands, lingerie / swimsuit, fitness, beauty / glamour, and nowadays they have like the brand promotion or influencer modeling that you can get involved in as well. Now, honestly, at some point you're going to do all of these, and you want to do all of these for a number of reasons. If you ever watched America's Next Top Model, Tyra has her models practice all areas of modeling because you want to be well rounded. You want to be prepared to jump into anything and gain confidence in those areas. You want to be like, yes, agent, I can do that because you had some experience. And as you are exploring what kinds of modeling you want to do, think about these 3 questions. What excites me the most? Does my look complement that part of modeling? And what does the market around me look like and need? When I first got started, I was heavily into runway, literally booked back-to-back shows. And mostly because at the time, that was one of the most effective areas to truly get involved into the Minneapolis market, to network, and to gain some sort of experience in the industry. Mind you, in Minneapolis, at least from what I know and through my experience, most of the runway is like 99% unpaid. So most times it's like not always about the money, even though obviously eventually you want to get paid. But just knowing that right away, it's going to just be gaining that experience, even if it's free work, but it should also still be fun. Now, as far as my look in the industry, this is something that you can kind of also do too. Um, my face is, I have very petite features. I have a smaller nose, I have a longer neck, I have a pretty rounder face that's really great for beauty and glamour. I also have a very bright smile and I talk a lot. So, right away, when I got signed in Minneapolis, it's a big market for TV, commercial, print. I fit right in based on the feedback that I received. And also, it was just so natural for me. So, that's another thing. You will notice that you already have natural abilities that could actually be your main moneymaker. So, my main moneymaker out of the 9 different ways that you can get into modeling is the commercial, print, and TV. And I've done some beauty and glamour. So, what does the market around you look like and need? One thing I want you to just really lean into is yourself. Don't blend in, stand out, literally. What makes you unique? How can you shake up the market? But also, how can you be aware of it? So, obviously, we know that in New York, they are big on high fashion, editorial, and runway. If you have strong cheekbones and unique features, that editorial might be perfect for you. If you're a little shorter in New York, it might be a little difficult to get into runway. However, we know that the industries are being more inclusive. So, things that you should just be really aware of as you're going into that. And like I said, it should be fun. So, you should be excited and start there, and then you'll eventually work your way around. Step number 3, now it's time to execute. You built your foundation. You have your why, you know what kinds of modeling you at least want to start with, and you're excited. That's great. Now it's time to market yourself and build your portfolio. This step is ongoing. It literally will not stop. The market will continue to evolve. You will continue to evolve. Your body will continue to evolve. And just know that it's a journey. People are going to take you serious if you take yourself serious and prioritize your dream. And the money will come later. So don't worry about that right now. Just know and believe that you will reap what you sow. And that's a fact. So I'm going to share just a few bullet points of different ways you can get active in the modeling community and be aware of the industry and make some connections. I would say you definitely want to make a list of photographers in your network or in your state. Sign up for fashion shows, either if you want to attend or challenge yourself to go to a casting for the first time to build that experience, and sign up for some free model workshop events. Like I said, free. There's so many free tips and workshops that so many people are willing to share. So those are great areas to start. I would say after you have a good idea of the different kind of photographers, maybe you want to schedule a photo shoot. Maybe you have a friend that is into photography, and you at least need to start with headshots, not smiling and smiling, and some full body shots that you can really use to circulate when you're applying for different gigs. There are going to be some times where you're paying for photo shoots. If any model told you they never ever paid for no type of photo shoot, I don't believe that's true because you have to invest into yourself. And so you're probably going to pay for some photo shoots, or depending on how experienced the photographer is, they might do TFP, or that stands for time for print, aka free photo shoot for you, and to help them build their photography portfolio. And that is where you can even leverage TFP shoots to gain modeling shoots and themes based on the type of modeling that you want to get involved in. Social media. Oh, yes. We're getting to the juicy part here. You have to, man, we know. We look, I don't even have to say it. Post. Let people know what you are on. Let people know that you are in this beautiful modeling new space. You have to let people know what you are doing nowadays. Otherwise, no brand, no agent, no photographer will pay attention to you. Market yourself, take photos, post as much as you can. Worry about the quality later. You just have to get out there and you have to start somewhere and be consistent. Join Facebook groups. That's actually one thing that I did right away, and that was incredibly helpful because when you're joining those like Facebook modeling or creative spaces, you will be seeing like different photographers looking for models for projects. You will see different castings that are posted. Of course, you want to make sure that you're doing your research, making sure that the individual is legit because you have to be careful. And after you do your research and it's legit, go ahead, do your thing. You can also join online sites like Backstage, Actors Access, and casting networks. I'm going to drop the link for those below. But those are great ways for you to know what else is going on in your state. Most of those are free, so you don't have to pay for them. Some of them have smaller subscriptions, but again, the more the better, honestly, that you can get involved in. A couple other things. Yes, network, network, network. I know you probably saw that one coming. You have to work on your interpersonal skills. One thing that I learned is that people will remember you most for how you made them feel, how you engaged with them, your energy, your spirit, not just your looks. You can be the prettiest thing in the world, but if you are not approachable in this industry, if you don't know how to hold a conversation, it might be a little tough. So, working those interpersonal skills, my shy folks, it will take you so much further than you can ever imagine. Last but not least, step number 4. Once you get into a comfortable place where you are building content, you are grooving, you're making connections, and even potentially gaining some of that experience through bookings, you can decide if you want to continue freelancing, applying for agencies, or maybe you were already scouted in the process of being intentional about your career. My 4-step approach to helping you get into modeling really allows you to find what works for you and, most importantly, build that portfolio. That way, when you do decide to apply for agencies, you have more to offer. You have a track record of something. And that means you have more of an advantage of signing because they see, like, hey, oh my gosh, look how much effort this person put into their career without us. Like, imagine what they're going to do when we sign them. Obviously, these steps can tweak depending on your age. No matter what age you are, step 1 will be relevant of, determining your why. However, if you have a child getting into modeling, step number 2, more than likely they will get into that TV, commercial, and print modeling, just because typically kids start there. And because they are so young and fresh and they can grow into the industry, taking a few professional photos and applying to agencies right away might be the best approach for children, which could also apply to teens as well. Then you'll kind of notice that when you get into your 20s and up, it might have to take a little bit more of that grind to get noticed and get the jobs that you are striving for. However, I don't want you to get into the mindset of I'm too old to do this. Cut that out. You are not too old to do anything. We've got 60-year-olds killing the game in the modeling industry, 40-year-olds, we've got 20-year-olds, we got 3-year-olds. You can do this. If I can, I'm 29. I just turned 29. If I can do this, so can you. And it's going to take time. It takes time. It takes consistency. And you got this. Now, I will be talking through the next phase of how it looks to sign with agent, the differences between the agents, what to watch out for, what to expect, and you don't want to miss it. So I'll be sharing that soon. And I just really honestly didn't want to load you with more information, but definitely wanted to share some of those basics to help you get started. All right, we are wrapping our episode. At the end of each episode, we are going to recite affirmations together. Affirmations are designed to help you become aware of your personal strengths and values. When you are able to notice your strengths, it can be a game changer for improving your self-awareness and building your confidence. So, repeat after me. I have the capacity and capability to achieve my desires and dreams. I am loved, worthy, and growing every day. Everything that I want in life lies within me. I embrace and love who I am. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Wow, we got through our very first episode. I will be dropping an episode once a week, so do not forget to follow this podcast to stay alert on new episodes. Follow me on Instagram as well. It's at Rissa Snugs, RISASNUGGS, for additional fun content. I'll drop my website and some of the sites that I shared during our conversation today in the bio as well. Love y'all so much, XOXO, and see you next time.